The city hadn't gotten easier for Kofi Lumano. In fact, it was getting harder. His video was still floating around campus like a cursed meme, and now people whispered when he walked past. Some students pointed. Others giggled. Even the security man at the hostel gate greeted him as Mr. Luminarium. But Kofi wasn't about to give up. No. He had come too far, traveled too long, and carried too many blessings from home to let one mistake define him. And if we're being honest, it wasn't just about the scholarship anymore. It was about her. Zara Mensah. Ever since she smiled, laughed, at his introduction, she hadn't left his mind. Not in the cafeteria line. Not in the shower. Not even during lectures where the professor's accent sounded like two different people arguing inside a microphone. Kofi decided it was time for a transformation. Step 1, reinvention. He needed to look like he belonged. No more tucked-in checkered shirts from the village tailor. He borrowed clothes from his roommate, a fashion student with more sneakers than textbooks. Unfortunately, most of the shirts were 2 sizes too small. Kofi walked around campus looking like a bodybuilder who skipped gym day. Still, he held his head high. He downloaded an app called City Boy Starter Kit. It taught him words like aesthetics, preppy, and minimalist. He didn't know what any of them meant, but he used them in every conversation anyway. He even practiced his new rich laugh in the mirror, one hand on his chest, eyes half closed, chuckling like someone who vacations in Dubai twice a year. It was terrible. Step 2, infiltration. Zara was part of a study group filled with campus elites, law students, fashionistas, one guy who spoke with a fake British accent. Kofi begged the group admin to let him join, claiming he was an independent researcher on cognitive memory performance. He had no idea what that meant. Neither did the admin. Somehow, it worked. His first study session was a disaster. He brought a calculator to an English class and asked the tutor if they'd be providing biscuits. One evening, the group was stuck on a social impact project proposal. They had expensive language and pretty slides, but no real idea. Kofi, quietly observing, raised his hand. He told them about his village, how people solve problems with creativity, like turning broken buckets into farm tools or purifying water with charcoal. He spoke with simple clarity, no pretense. The room fell silent. Zara looked at him differently for the first time, not like he was a joke, but like someone worth listening to. That night, he walked back to the hostel with a smile so big, even the cockroaches felt welcome. But just when things were starting to feel right, it all went wrong. One morning, a notice appeared on the campus board, Kofi Lumano under investigation for academic dishonesty. He couldn't believe his eyes. Apparently, someone had anonymously accused him of cheating on a group test. Kofi had no idea how or why. He barely understood the test, let alone how to cheat on it. Rumors spread fast. Faster than truth. He's too smart for someone like him. Maybe the village boy can't survive without shortcuts. Do you know he faked his scholarship? I heard it was a mix-up. Zara stopped talking to him. Not rudely, but distantly. As if she didn't know where to place him anymore. The same people who had clapped when he helped with the project now avoided eye contact. Kofi didn't sleep that night. He walked the streets near campus, passing closed shops and flickering streetlights. He looked up at the tall buildings and thought about home. He thought about his mother's bracelet. The way she had said, no matter where you go. He didn't cry. Not openly. But something inside him cracked. The next day, he received an email, "You are to appear before the academic disciplinary board at 9 a.m. He was shaking. Not from fear, but from the weight of it all. He had worked too hard. Left too much behind. This couldn't be how the story ended. As he walked to the admin block, people stared again, but this time, not with laughter. Just silence. The kind that stings. He stepped into the office and saw a panel of professors seated behind a long desk. One of them was Professor Asare, a strict old man known for never smiling and always drinking tea that smelled like burnt tires. Kofi stood tall. They asked him questions. He answered honestly. They asked him to explain his thought process during the test. He did. Then came the twist. Just as the session was ending, Professor Asare cleared his throat and said, "I reviewed Kofi's past coursework myself. His ideas are unconventional. But they are his. In fact, his suggestion on water filtration is something I now use in my own household." Everyone turned. The professor, who had once dismissed Kofi as a loud village boy, was now defending him. There was a pause. A long one. And then, the board cleared Kofi of all accusations. No apology from the person who framed him. No explanations. Just freedom. Kofi walked out of the building, not smiling, but not broken either. Just quiet. Tired. A little wiser. That evening, as he sat outside the hostel watching the sun dip below the skyline, Zara appeared beside him. She didn't say much at first. Just sat there. Then finally, she said, "I saw the video. The original one. Of your project presentation. You were brilliant." Kofi looked at her, unsure of what to say. Zara turned to him, her eyes softer now. "I'm sorry I doubted you." Kofi didn't speak for a moment. Then he chuckled. "Even I doubted me," he said. They laughed. And for the first time since he arrived in the city, Kofi felt seen. Not for his mistakes. Not for his accent. Not for his village. But for him. Later that night, back in the village, Uncle Kwame called Kofi with great urgency. "I saw you on the news," he shouted. "Are you now a government ambassador? Should I iron my suit? What color is your helicopter?" Kofi laughed so hard, he nearly dropped the phone. He wasn't a celebrity. Not yet. But something had changed. The boy who came to the city with a bag full of yams was now rising, not just in school, but in heart. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing tales.